Costa.
Hey, the forecast for today is actually looking pretty good. Nice and dry. Some periods of brighter skies, some periods of cloudier skies. Going forward over the next couple days, though, we're certainly going to have a couple more clouds around. So for today, sun cloud mix. Do have a chance for an isolated sprinkle Tuesday, Wednesday, dry Thursday, Friday. So honestly, most of this week is looking pretty bone dry. Not everyone's going to see that isolated sprinkle, and even if you do, it's just a sprinkle. I wouldn't even call it a shower or anything like that. Next real rain chance doesn't actually come until we get to Saturday. But take a look at the visible satellite. A lot of us are pretty bright right now. Later in the day, we could have those partly sunny conditions. That's why I'm saying sun clouds. And it was chilly this morning. A lot of us got down to the 40s. You definitely needed that nice warm coat. We're now warming up quickly. Most of us into the mid 60s, even some upper 60s out there. Highs inland today, upper 60s, low 70s at the coast, though only the mid to the upper 60s with that sun cloud mix. Going forward, cooling off tomorrow and Wednesday, but then warming right back up on Thursday. Look at our high temperature for Friday. Incredibly warm at 77 degrees. I have your weekend forecast coming up. This forecast over the next couple days, really warm heading into Friday. I've got that coming up. But I wouldn't call it today a gray day by any means. So you're totally right. Going forward, though, the rest of the week, we will certainly have a couple more clouds around. So temperatures out there right now, a lot of us reaching the mid to the upper 60s as we go throughout the day. Again, some partly sunny periods, some brighter periods, but generally overall a pretty nice day. Overnight, we're going to have those mostly cloudy skies. Going into tomorrow, we're going to have a couple clouds around, and I don't want to rule out a spot sprinkle for Tuesday or Wednesday. Very isolated. You don't need to worry about waterproofing yourself against it. You don't need an umbrella, don't need a raincoat, that kind of thing. You just may notice a couple sprinkles falling from the sky as we get into Tuesday afternoon and as we jump into Wednesday afternoon. But really, that's it. Generally, the week is looking incredibly dry. So today's going to be one of those days where temperature really depends on where you are. Farther inland, a lot of us are going to be nice and warm in the low 70s, which is actually above average for this time of year. At the coastline, though, most of us are going to be hanging around the mid to the upper 60s, so a little bit cooler there. Now, overnight tonight, lows are going to go down to the low to the mid 50s. That's inland, which is warmer than this morning. We got down to the 40s this morning. At the Cape, though, a bit warmer than that, 52 to 57 degrees. Remember, the ocean has kind of a moderating effect, so during the day it keeps you a little bit cooler at the coast, but at nighttime it actually keeps you a little bit warmer when you have that right wind. Jumping into tomorrow, your school forecast. Bus stop tomorrow, not quite as chilly, mid 50s. Lunchtime, mid 60s. Heading home, upper 60s. And after school, you're going to go down to the low 60s. And just a reminder, starting tomorrow, yes, Tuesday, October 1st, average highs upper 60s, average lows low 50s, and by the end of October, our average highs actually dive down to the upper 50s. And we lose quite a bit of daylight. From the beginning to the end of the month, we lose an hour and 21 minutes of daylight. Tracking the tropics, 80% of development in the main development region of the Atlantic. That's likely going to be a fish storm, but we are watching this in the Gulf. Last thing we want right now is a Gulf, whether it's a tropical depression, tropical storm, or a hurricane. Thankfully, that chance has actually been decreasing over the last 24 hours. So that is actually some really good news. We do have so much to talk about going forward. So as you can see, as we jump into tomorrow, a couple clouds, same with Wednesday. Don't want to rule out those isolated sprinkles. Thursday, Friday look pretty nice. Look at Friday, 77. Goodness, that's warm. And then next weekend, chance for a couple showers on Saturday, brighter on Sunday. So it does look like it's going to be a 50-50 weekend with Sunday being the better day of the two.